Despite what their moms told them, they just aren't talented enough for radio. Unfortunately, anyone can have a show these days. Sean.
Well, I'm pretty hard to figure out sometimes. In fact, I can't even figure myself out sometimes, so don't you try to.
Joe.
You're an idiot and really a disloyal person.
This is the Cuse Militia. Those two unapologetically biased, orange-blooded homers, Sean and Joe.
It's the most bullshit thing I've seen in 30 years.
Welcome, orange men and ladies. Happy Tuesday. This is the Cuse Militia with Sean and Joe for the Believe Entertainment Network. There we go. At Cuse Militia on the socials. Go there, join the militia live on X Spaces for the fan feedback segment of every post-game show. Syracuse hosts Pitt. 7:30, Saturday, prime time, off of a bye week. What else could you ask for? Rivalry game in the Dome, hoping the fans show out, and as always, poop on Pitt. Mm-hmm. So, the presser happened yesterday. Listen to that, and a couple notables. I think off of four notables, but a couple off the get. Tank Wilson looks like we're good to go. I think almost definitely. And then Justice Ross Simmons seems to be probable by this. If I'm judging off of the answers, that's how I gather that.
Right.
So both very good news on the mend. With some of those guys, and I lost count of some of the others, but we know that obviously we have some issues there. So, also, do you have anything to say about that? Justice Ross Simmons, I guess both ankle injuries, right?
Yeah.
Slight sprain for Ross Simmons, and then Tank was a sprain as well. And it looks like we're going to be in good shape. So.
I mean, he didn't really answer the question, right?
He didn't answer the one about Justice Ross Simmons. Really, he did. If you read into his answer, it's probable, but it's not definite. Tank sounded definite to me.
Yeah.
Is that what you got?
That's kind of how I got. I mean,
right.
Just going off of Ross Simmons' injury and everything. I mean, I've rolled ankles, sprained ankles, all that kind of stuff. I mean, if it hurts a little bit, sometimes you can go back in the game, but leaving the game and having to come back with a boot and crutches, I mean, it could have just been just in case.
Right.
But
well, that's what I thought too. We talked about that. Like, it did not look good.
Right. Well, it's good to know that it's not a break, that it's just a sprain. But at the same time, also in, some high ankle sprains and some other sprains, sometimes you do enough damage to some ligaments and stuff in there that sometimes sprains can be worse than breaks. So, I'm glad it's just a sprain because it doesn't mean he's going to at least be out for 6 to 8 weeks like a break would. But a sprain can still linger. And judging by the fact that I know that we had the bye week and everything, but a lot of times when it looks that bad, 2 weeks still isn't enough. But hopefully he's been in the training room and they get it wrapped and he gives it a go.
The other news was that several times he was asked, and several times he told the gaggle that Ricky Collins is going to be the quarterback. I don't know how many times you guys ask the same question, try to get a different answer. It sounds like the salespeople I deal with at work. Like, how many times can you ask me the same question in different ways and think that I'm going to answer it any different than I did the first 3 times? So, like we said, if he thought there was a better option, then I think we'd be exploring that option. Obviously, as long as Ricky's healthy, I think that he's going to give him a shot. And Coach, past couple of weeks, has talked about, development and building a team and building a culture. And, I think that's what not that we're not going to be competitive, but he's letting us know, like, look, dude, we're trying to build this thing. It's only my second year. I don't even have all my recruits in here. You know what I mean? He was recruiting during the bye. So I think there's a little bit of patience that's got to go into this. It's not unfortunate. It's fortunately unfortunate that we had the season we had last year, and now the expectations are just so high that Fran Brown's like, he's not a magician that's waving a magic wand over everything and making it perfect, right? I mean, we had a kind of a different schedule last year, first thing. Second thing, I feel like, there's a lot of talent that left the team. And the third thing is we could be very, very close to where we were last year if Steve Angeli doesn't get hurt. I've already said that, so I don't beat the dead horse there. But anyways, we've got what we got. And that doesn't mean this team can't be competitive or won't go out and be competitive. But I think the expectations should be realistic. Let's try to get to a bowl game, right? Sitting at 3-3. Got some good teams ahead of us still. Some opportunities for development. And I think we just need to see improvement week to week and be interested to see what this bye week does. We'll get into Pitt. They made a sudden change for the better for them, it seems. And, I think they're a better team because of it, but we'll get into all that. Anything you guys say about the whole Ricky Collins thing? It was the buzz the whole off week, bro. Like, just people didn't shut up about it. And I get it, I guess, if there's nothing else to talk about, if we're not making them run wind sprints or Giovanni's not getting absurd calls into his show, then there's a whole lot left to be desired. So we got to cling on to something for 2 weeks, and it was Ricky Collins, right?
Yeah, and I'm surprised that didn't get talked about more, but I mean, we can just skip over that.
Well, yeah, Giovanni's call.
We talked about
David
it last
Cook.
time.
We talked about
it.
But
about it last time, but
that was it.
It's funny to me that it really didn't hit any of the media. You figured that they would have been all over that, talking about that kind of stuff.
I know it's gossipy.
Yeah, so you figured they would have jumped on it, but hopefully, that all just got taken care of in the locker room, and no one wanted to talk about it. No one brought it up, and
do you think that there ever are requests made like, hey, look, we don't feel like getting into this, and here's why. I mean, there's a number of reasons why not to focus on that.
I mean, yeah.
From the school or the athletic director or, whatever.
It's a possibility, but it doesn't mean that the media has to listen to them.
No, you're absolutely right. But, look, you want to get called on? I mean, I'm just playing.
You never know.
I'm just saying it disappeared oddly quick. But anyways, we digress. So the other thing is that Joe brought to my attention. What the hell was it? I forgot all of a sudden. It's on the top of my head.
Jonte Cook?
No. There was one more thing we were going to talk about from the presser.
Oh, the coach.
The question about him possibly leaving. Okay, this is something that we've definitely talked about it already this year about, a lot of dollar signs being flashed in front of this man's face. You and I think both agreed that he's a man of his word and that there's probably no reason for anybody to hit the panic button, right? Until I see different, I will stand by that. What I just said. But someone asked the question and Coach thought it was disrespectful, and I understand that side of it, but it's also an opportunity for Coach to go ahead and dispel that stuff because those things are always floating around, and it's a good opportunity regardless of how you think of the question to just go ahead and reiterate and give your honest thoughts. And he did. He's like, look, I'm here, aren't I? I'm here. I'm doing this job, aren't I? I mean, if I wanted to be somewhere else or I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here. Basically was his answer, right? So, I mean, I understand the concern from everybody. A Fran Brown is not going to, it just doesn't come around. So I understand people's concern. I do. And I share that concern. But I got to trust that, this man is not said anything to deceive us as of yet, and I don't see why he would start in a big way like that, right? I mean, that's huge. It would be giant.
I just think that that his whole, and we might have talked about this before, but I just feel like his whole thing is like culture, right? Do you care? Are you committed? Can I trust you? This, so like, and he's always talking about, your word and his word, just the words, your word is all you got, and this kind of stuff. So, and then again, in his main press conference when he got hired, he said, "I'm here for life, right? I'm not going anywhere." He laid out his plan. He laid out how long he wanted to coach, and I just feel like if that's what you're going off of, and then the dart mentality and everything, and you're talking to these kids' parents in the living room or on the phone, and you're trying to get them to trust that you're going to take care of their kid, and that they're going to, you're going to do what you say, that I feel like he's done everything. He hasn't done anything to make me believe that he's not going to do the things that he says. And for him to
so we're on the same page with that.
Job, right? Yeah, I mean, if he were to go and get another job or go and leave again, obviously money and all that kind of stuff but his whole thing is that it's not about the money, right? It's not about so it's weird. And I know we've dealt with this before with Doug Marrone, and this is my dream job. This is my alma mater. I'm not going anywhere. And then he was gone. It would just be a bad look, because everything that he preaches, he would basically be going against, right? He's told all these kids coming in and these new recruits and everything. I mean, he's holding them to a standard of, do you commit? Do you care? And can I trust you? Right. And
yeah.
if you don't fill those, you don't check all three of those boxes, then you don't get a scholarship offer. Right. So he's trying to create a culture. So just, I guess, to me, if he were to go in and just take another job for more money, then it would basically be going against everything that he has basically stood for and has said he is. And again, it's no shade. It's just the reality of it. I don't.
If he does it, then anyone will do it. That's how I feel about it.
Well, yeah.
And I mean, people do, but there's people that have integrity that there's more important things than money, and your reputation and your word is among two easy ones to name.
So if he goes and does that, then he's kind of he loses that shtick a little bit, right? I mean, yeah, he's going to go
a little bit.
He does that, yeah. Well, he can't use that anymore, right?
Right.
You told all these kids this, and now you went for the bag, and now you're going to a bigger school that's got a way bigger NIL. So then you can go ahead and you can use that money to get the players that you want. So I feel like it would be changing his philosophies and mentality. Even if he tries to run the same game, I think it would be harder for the kids to actually believe him. So again, it just wouldn't be a good look. But at the same time, just his name coming up for some of these coaching jobs, the Penn States, the UCLAs, with James Franklin getting fired and everything, it kind of proves in itself of the type of coach that Fran is, and how the national college football, kind of spectrum sees him. So it's a good and a bad.
Yeah, there's so I mean, it was he talked a lot about his faith in the presser, and that comes into play with what we're talking about now. I mean, there's a certain level of integrity you have, and integrity is, it is beyond what you do when you think no one's looking. It's beyond that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in being a man of your word and things like that, and preaching about, Jesus Christ being your Lord and Savior. And, he opens up almost every press conference with thanking God and thanking just people in general, or God for his position and where he is and being able to coach. And I just don't see it. I mean, I feel like it would be it's a dog eat dog world now, but my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to change here soon. And also He just always talks about being the underdog, and I feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder, and we're the first school to give him an opportunity, and he came and found us, right? He's the one that called John Wildhack and said, "Hey, so he's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to be the underdog. I feel like he wants to build something and say, look at what I built versus." You go to a Penn State, they can recruit. They got money. They got the fan base. They're in the Big Ten. A lot of that stuff is already kind of built up, but you look at this, and I mean, if he turns Syracuse into a college football playoff contender year in and year out within 10 years, like that's a huge accomplishment.
Right. Okay. Let's start. All right. And then you'll hear from us and we'll hear from very little of you. And I've got words to say about that too. As we know, Syracuse comes in a little bit banged up. Still don't have all the answers. We can speculate a little bit as we did earlier in the game. But Pitt, on the other hand, is a healthy, confident team as far as I could see. Freshman quarterback Mason Heichel. I think I'm saying that right. Heinchel. Anyways, I watched him, bro. Heinchel, whatever. Dude, I heard his name 100 times and I forgot. Okay. I'm like, I'll know how to say that come Tuesday. What an exciting game. Pitt at Florida State. Mm-hmm. And this kid, I mean, I don't know, man. Right now the odds makers have Pitt as 11-point favorite. I think the total's sitting around 57.5. Historically, this has not been a good matchup for Syracuse. And it's especially been in the past few years. It's been difficult go for Syracuse. The all-time series sits at 44-33-3. Last year's was Kyle McCord's worst game all season. Was it 41-13? I had that written down. Where'd it go? Yeah, 41-13. I think it was 5 interceptions or something like that. Yeah. Just very, very, very ugly. So they make this change at quarterback. The passing offense is 11th with 300 in the country with 309 yards per game. I don't know what Joe's doing. Total offense sits at 38th at 431 yards per game. Scoring offense is the scoring offense is 15th, and they're scoring 39.8 yards a game, something like that. Okay, something ridiculous.
Points.
What did I say?
Yards.
Oh, yes. They're scoring yards. Yes, scoring 39.8 points per game. The total defense is not terrible either. They're 29th, and they're allowing 312 yards a game. But the rushing defense, they're 7th in the country, and they're allowing 72 yards a game. So they've got the team is pretty balanced. They do have some Syracuse, that is, has some opportunities to exploit maybe some of the secondary, but all in all, Pitt is pretty balanced. They found this spark under freshman Mason Heichel, and I mean he's fearless. This kid, like, the one thing you notice about this kid is, like, he goes and throws an interception. And he just is, for a kid this age, to just brush it off the way I've watched him do against Florida State and come back out and sling that with such confidence. And like, I can hate on Pat Mahomes a lot, but this guy has like some Pat Mahomes tendencies. He's slippery. He's kind of a two-way guy. He can throw the ball. He can throw around defenders. He's got a decent sidearm. I mean, he does it all. I don't know what else to say. I was totally shocked by him. So he can sling it. He can roll out. He's athletic, and he can make something out of nothing. And that's my point about the Patrick Mahomes tendencies. He's kind of got a little bit of that in him for as young as he is, definitely. And as young as he is, he's grown up. He's grown up fast, having to be put in the position he's in. And I mean, it sounds like he earned the spot because Eli Holstein, he was a decent quarterback, right? So, and he didn't do a whole lot that I could see that got him benched, other than, man, we got this kid sitting on the bench and we feel like he's better. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Joe, I'll let you get into the rest of the players. but I just wanted to highlight him and talk a little bit about the on paper stats, just to give an idea of, how powerful this offense is and what Syracuse is going to have to do on defense to contain this kid. I mean, if you could contain him, then you got a shot, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's where the game is played, is with this kid, through the air and with his feet.
No, yeah, and honestly, Eli Holston, he had a bunch of carries as well before he came in. He had 34 carries for the season for 83 yards. Mason, he's got 26 carries, in 3 games. Well, he had some garbage time against Central Michigan, but the last 2 games, he's pretty much got 26 carries for 92 yards. So he's definitely, he was the team's leading rusher last game.
60 something yards though. That's the thing. They don't have their leading rusher. Desmond Reed has 187 yards on the season.
187 yards off 36 carries, but they have Jakarian Turner, who's got 38 carries for 182. Jules Goff, who's got 46 carries for 179. So it looks like they kind of it's a balanced rushing attack, and it's not great, but they hit you with different types of running backs.
It's fresh. It's not great, but it's fresh.
Yes, exactly, right. And then with Raphael Williams Jr., Kenny Johnson, Desmond Reed is a pass catcher outside of the backfield. He's got more receiving yards than he does rushing yards. So they got a couple guys there. They spread the ball around as far as offensively, and then defensively, their top three tacklers are all linebackers. So I think that kind of tells you what you need to know about a rushing attack, right?
72 yards a game.
I'm just saying, if you have a good rushing defense, then your linebackers should be leading tacklers. If you see your defensive backs leading tacklers, that means that the running backs are getting to the second level, and that's not good. So,
18 sacks on the year for this defense too, bro.
18 sacks, yep. And we know all about their defense. That we had issues, big issues with their defense last year. Rasheem Biles, Kyle Lewis, and Braylon Lovelace are the top leading tacklers, and it's just, again, it could be a problem. Hopefully we learn from last year and learn from tape this year. But I'll tell you, just a couple of weeks ago, I thought this was going to be a winnable game. And I'm not saying that it's not, but it looked like a way more winnable game, let's just say, right? This game, the spread opened up at we're 11-point underdogs at home.
Yeah, you look at I know.
Right. So, when you look at Pitt's schedule, and Duquesne, they beat 61-9, their FBS school, the first game that came out, and they beat Central Michigan 45-17. But then I didn't know what to think of that Pittsburgh team, right? And then they go to West Virginia. In West Virginia, I think Rich Rodriguez is back there as a head coach, and I think they had about an 80-player turnover. And they have a lot of injuries. I work with a couple of West Virginia fans, so I've heard all about it, right? But for them to lose that game against West Virginia in overtime, I think, and then they turn around and they lose to Louisville after a bye, that to me, I was like, well, I don't know. I don't think this Pittsburgh team's that good, right? And then they make the change the next week against Boston College, and Heinzel played, and I said, okay, true freshmen come in, but it's Boston College, right? But they blew them out. They spanked them 48-7.
Yeah.
But even then, I was like, this kid's good. Maybe they didn't have tape on him. Maybe Boston College is that bad. But this past week, obviously, them going to Florida State and him as a true freshman going and them winning the game, obviously changed my opinion about what this Pittsburgh team could be. And you even look back now, like if they would have just started this Mason Heinzel guy from the beginning, are they undefeated going into this game? Are they undefeated and ranked?
I think Pat Narduzzi might tell you they probably would be. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's going to be a rough one. You look at a lot of the different things. There's some positives that are in our favor, right? We're coming off a bye,
You dug deep for that one, brother.
Yeah, I found that in my back pocket.
You dug deep for that one.
So,
oh my Lord, guys! I'm sorry, Joe. You just popped everybody's bubble, bro.
No, I'm just joking. I know that sounded bad. The delivery was awful. So look, it's look, coming up a bye week, and obviously too, we know that teams can overlook some teams sometimes. I mean, there's a lot of Pittsburgh players that were on the team last year when they just demolished us. And sometimes when you have a big win like that, then you can get a little cocky. We don't know what kind of injuries they've had. So I mean, there is a possible letdown game situation here, obviously, but Pitt is definitely better than what I thought they were going to be in the beginning of the year, and now with this Mason Heinzel kid, they look a little bit better. But like you said, like prime time, 7:30 at home. There's a lot of people that probably think that we still have 6 games, but there's a lot of people that think we probably need this win to get bowl eligible, right? They probably think we need to sweep the rest of our home games to do this. So I just hope that it's the Loud House for real, and it's crazy, and we have good atmosphere, and we need as many people there and as much help as we possibly can, because again, it's just on a regular year, it's when Pittsburgh is an average or below average team, we still struggle to get this W. So
as of right now, half of the rest of our slate is ranked teams, and you could argue that Pitt, will be ranked by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get there. You could totally get there, bro.
They could, but I'm just saying their last 3 games are Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, and Miami. So,
well, we play all 3 of those teams too.
Yep.
So, those are the 3 ranked teams I'm talking about. So, yeah. You could make an argument.
Get them 3 in a row. The last 3 games of the season.
Yeah, that's rough. We get pretty damn close. We get 2 in a row with a North Carolina buffer.
Yeah.
So, it's not great. If you go to the Dome Friday and you let Pete. If you let Pitt win,
freaking Pete.
Or if you're not letting him win, but if Pitt wins, then you got to go to number 12 Georgia Tech, and then you get a North Carolina. And what the hell's in North Carolina anymore? No one even knows. And then you got at Miami, at Notre Dame. So yeah, I would agree that we need this. We need this game. We need to win this game to stay bowl eligible. There's no way I wouldn't take that bet. Bye. We gotta have it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like I said, it's one of those things where this Pittsburgh team would have been a lot better on the slate the first 3 or 4 games of the season. But it looks like this team's starting to click. And again, hopefully I'm wrong, right? When we talk about these kind of things, it says we love to be wrong when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? When you're wrong, you get a chance to learn how to be right. Right?
I would rather sound stupid and win games than to be right on the losing end of things. I guess is where my thing is at. So are you hearing all that feedback? Because I'm over here.
Not.
Okay. All right.
So
hopefully it doesn't record. Anyway. Okay. All right. Well, should we go to?
Well, but the thing that what's crazy though too is that in the beginning of the podcast when we first started this, we did the opening and unbiased homers and stuff like that, and I think we've just been doing this long enough and learned enough to kind of see and break down some of these teams to where I don't know, man. We might have to change that open. I don't know how many. I don't think we're unbiased homers anymore, or biased homers, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. It's a weird transition from just being a fan blindly to having to actually say things that are legitimate. Not legitimate, I'm sorry. Had to say things that are at least trying to not be hyperbolic. Or Syracuse is going to go, they're going to win 44-0. I mean, I could pick that every week, but that would get old, eh?
Yay.
All right, let's head over to Twitter. And I think David, I don't know if this is pure hyperbole or if David just doesn't know. And if he doesn't know, who's going to tell him? I don't know. Someone should tell him. At David Super, Orange returned the favor. Eli Holstein's 5 interceptions on the season will double to 10 interceptions after this game. The Orange pick him off 5 times and return 3 of those for touchdowns. Orange win big, 41-13. Okay, probably not. However, it's almost the season of RPI rants. RPI rants, the quadrants.
Oh,
yay!
Hey.
David, Eli Holstein's is just dust in the wind at this point.
Maybe his assumption is that Mason gets hurt and then Eli has to come in
and he's rusty,
and then he throws a bunch of picks.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. This is funny. At Cuse, 44-0. Collins with 425 yards passing. Just kidding. We get beat 38-20 since we play bad without Angeli. I hope I'm wrong. By the way, we didn't give ours. So you have more than I have. Well, I don't know why we keep forgetting this. We got to give ours before we go to Facebook. Joe, I'll go first. Look, Pitt is trending up. I feel like the stock is rising. I feel like Syracuse's is not. And I'm not saying that they are going to get destroyed, but Pitt goes in, knocks off a ranked Florida State team. They have everybody's attention, and Syracuse is still trying to find some kind of cohesion, rhythm to what they're doing. And it is at the Dome. I think it's going to be tight for a little bit, and I just think that at the end of the day, if we don't gain momentum early, which we've struggled to do the past 2 games, if we don't gain that momentum early, it's just Pitt's going to come out on top. And I think that our defense has it in them to try to do their best to hang with this offense. But at the end of the day, I got 34-20, and I think that's being hopeful. What did Patrick said 38-20. I'm going 34-20, and let's hope it's not worse.
Yeah. You're pretty close to mine.
Okay. What do you got?
I was going to go 34-23.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The 23 kills me. What's up with that? It's a lot of field goals or a missed extra point in there.
Hey, man. We've seen weirder stuff.
Yeah, we definitely have. But just this year, not kicking a lot of field goals.
Go for 2 and miss it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. Okay. All right. Well, that's fair. I mean, look, I don't think, ow. So I put my arm over here and I smacked my cat and he batted me. I didn't see him over there. I don't think that, well, hold on. Let me rephrase this before I say something I regret. I think that we can hang with Pitt. I just think at the end of the day, they're gonna push through. I just think the athleticism and the talent that they have. And Joe, you kind of ran through their defense a little bit. We all remember those top 3 linebackers on that team from last year, and it's ugly. And if you can't get some kind of run game going with Ricky Collins, it's going to be extremely difficult to move the ball. That's it. No, so I think 20 points is generous right now. Just that's my gut. So, anyways, What's the Book of Faces got?
So we got John, Facebook says, assuming Collins gets the start, 31-13 Pittsburgh.
What I would love to hear his alternative to that.
Yeah.
If he didn't get the start, and Luke Carney did.
I know. And the thing, too, is that, if this game does go bad, like,
people are going to be, it's just going to get louder and louder.
Well, because look, I mean, it's a situation where Pittsburgh, they thought they had their guy, Eli Holstein, right? He was like the starter last year. And like you said, it wasn't like he was necessarily playing bad. He still had a pretty good quarterback rating, but Narduzzi said, we need to figure something out. We need to change something. And
what did he see though? I mean, he had 5 interceptions, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, I think, if I remember right. Over 1,000 yards passing.
Right.
I just didn't watch any games, so I don't know, like, visually, like, maybe if there was something that I'm missing.
Possibly, right? And again, just love to be a fly on the wall to figure that out. Maybe it was the locker room. Who knows? There's some players, I don't want to bring it up because it's my team, whatever. You look at the Giants, Russell Wilson wasn't bringing a lot of enthusiasm and excitement to the team. And Jackson Dart goes in there and you see the players are excited to be in there and looks like they're having more fun and looks like they're seemingly playing harder for them. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's just something that like that. I don't think losing to Louisville by 7, a good Louisville team by 7 is like, grounds to just
career ender
quarterback for a true freshman. So he must have been showing him something, right? And that's the other thing that hurts us is we can sit here and say, oh, well, Luke Carney's a true freshman. You can't just throw him to the fire. Well, if this goes bad, then Pitt proves that you can. So it's Ricky Collins. We could lose this game. Ricky Collins could show more progression, and it's still going to get worse because of just the actual situation of exactly what Pittsburgh did. And now look at that. That works. But you're telling us that we can't. Our fans. It's like they expect our coach to prove us wrong.
Well, Pitt's got some talent in the QB slot, and and Eli Holstein is going to be a hot market item, regardless.
Yeah. Speaking of that, just remind me later on at the end. I got something about some quarterback talent, but
okay. At the end, I don't want to. So I got to remind you to surprise me.
Fine, I'll try to remember. It's just look. The whole thing is it's irrelevant to like the Syracuse Pittsburgh game. So like I don't want to start talking about that in the middle of it. So we got Jake. I hate that I'm saying this since I cannot stand Pitt, but until I see that Collins can be a serviceable quarterback, I have to predict 24-9 Panthers. I'll be at the game and would love to eat crow. Go Cuse.
Fair.
Yep. Ryan, with how they have looked, God.
You sound like me. Easy for you to say.
They're not even difficult words either. With how they have looked the last few weeks, I shudder to think of how it will be. Pitt is always a problem for Syracuse, even at the best of times. So, didn't really give us a score, but okay. We got top fan Dom.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not working right.
Is everything all right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I mean, everything's breaking over here. That's why we do the whole freaking show different. I've been kicked in my garage. So, it's a long story.
We're slumming it. That's good.
We're slumming it. Yeah, I got feedback I can't get rid of. Anyway, Dom, what's Dom got to say? You're making a crap ton of noise with your phone for some reason.
Yeah. It's just
this is so unprofessional right now. No wonder no one goes to Twitter to give their predictions. A whole 2 people. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I don't know whether to be offended or angry. I'm leaning.
How long has it been sitting out there?
I'm leaning towards, dude. I've done this thing 2 hours before the show and got way more replies than this. This has been out there since almost 2:00 yesterday. And I'm the loser that retweeted their own tweet to get more views on it. I'm that douchebag. Yeah, I said it. I am. Okay, I had to. And you know what the sad part about that is?
Blame it on the bye week.
You know what the sad part about that is? That I'm even admitting I did that. And do you know what? We didn't get any more comments. I had 2 when it was retweeted. It's pathetic. I'm upset. I'm upset and I'm offended. And
for a real militia again.
Thank you to David. Thank you to Patrick, because at least I had something to go off of. And I was going to ixnay this whole thing before the show. And Joe's like, well, I got 5 on Facebook. Like, oh, the 5 on Facebook. That's what's going to do it for us. Well, bring us back to relativism. Thanks. All right.
Blame it on the bye week. It's been quiet.
I'm blaming it. All right, now I'm blaming it on the losses in the and I think, I don't know. I noticed a difference. I said it last week. I just noticed a difference. People get disengaged on social media about it. They don't care. They go and beat Pitt. We get our responses back. They have to win that game. Go on. What's Dominic have to say? Did Dominic already speak? Hold on a second. Let me try this again. Ah, okay. Go, Dom.
You're ridiculous. I don't know why I'm doing this. I can't predict a loss, or Santa Fran will think I'm a loser. Syracuse 31, Pittsburgh 28.
He's said that now 3 weeks in a row. So he was going to predict losses 3 weeks in a row, but he's afraid of what Fran Brown's going to think about him. So he predicts them barely winning. And then 2 out of the 3 times so far, he's been wrong. We just don't know the outcome of this one yet. So, listen, own it, Dominic. You have to own it. He's the coach. That's why, he doesn't predict them losing. Why would he do that?
Yeah, that's fair.
Look, I hope he's right. I hope that small rant looks ridiculous in comes Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And uno más.
Okay. Give it to me. Is it our boy?
Yeah, top fan Andy.
Top fan Andy. And Andy will get his here in a second. There we go. All right, Andy. I think that's where, just so you know, the box that I have that makes that noise is plugged into this thing, and I think that's where my feedback's coming from, so I keep turning it down because it makes it quieter. That's my problem. I keep forgetting it's turned down. So, again, I don't have a producer. I'm the producer, too. So, so go on. I'm listening. Andy.
Andy says, if I'm Fran, I start Carney. My gut and what I've seen through highlight tapes and read about him, he gives you the best chance. A mobile quarterback with gunslinger ability. It's about sparking a team before it's too late. As of now, I'm making the prediction with Collins at QB, 42-10 Pitt.
Wow. I didn't think it was going that way at first.
No, again, we see a pattern here, right? Everyone's like, oh, if it's Collins, there's no confidence in Collins. There's no confidence in Collins. And obviously, I get it. Like Angeli, he got hurt, and it looked like this year could have been close to last year, right? As we were building and getting better after you go to Clemson and win.
You know what? I just thought of something. Did Tyler say something like our season goes the way, however this Clemson game goes, our season goes?
I don't know.
Didn't he say something like that? Because we won the game, but we lost our quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? I think
Tyler also told us that because we went to Clemson and won, then we can be 1-11 and he'll be fine.
That's true.
No,
That's true.
I don't think that all these fans feel the same way, right? And also, too, we have to understand that this is the first time in the Fran Brown era, albeit just a year and a half, where we lost 2 games in a row. Fran doesn't like to lose. We lost 2 games, then we got a bye. So, I'd like to think that they got they got their team together and they figured it out, right? But I think it's getting to a point where everyone's just, as long as Collins, that's really what it is. Even with Facebook, I've seen it probably the past 2 or 3 weeks. If they start Collins, then we're going to lose. Like, that's pretty much what the patterns of these comments have been. Other than Dom being afraid of being called a loser for Frank Brown. Everybody else is literally about, if Collins starts, we're going to lose. And obviously we know Fran Brown has reiterated that
Where does Cuse get put in the net for basketball to start the year?
Why did we go here?
I was just thinking. Like,
I mean, we can.
Like, are we going to start 180th in the net too? And so we got to end football season the way it ends, however that's going to be, and then we start 180 something in the net, and then we can never climb out of that. And we don't make another tournament, regardless of what happens. Are we going to play that game? I was just thinking about David's comment.
Yeah, you're thinking about stuff that you're not supposed to be thinking about right now, Sean.
Yeah, I know.
But I will tell you that I think I did see something about Ken Palm's rankings came out in preseason.
Okay.
And he's got, I think we start in 68th.
Oh, that's not terrible.
No. I mean, dude, that's a different show, but I think basketball is going to be okay. It's football season.
You're right. And dude, no one else is there with you besides me. Like, I mean, there are people, but I'm more there with you on that than anything. Like, I don't like the overlap as far as the show goes. I'm fine with basketball waiting. I wish there was like full focus on football. If you remember last year, like we didn't talk about basketball until almost the non-conference was almost over with, right? Because of how good our football team was. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah, you're exaggerating, but that was a majority of, we were majority talking about.
Yeah, we would do a basketball show and we'd talk about football the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So, when
was the last time we had a game close to Christmas? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I mean, Camping World Bowl?
Probably.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's going to be a little bit different this year, I think. But look, It's not over. I know. I'm not trying to piss on everybody's parade. I'm really not. I just, we got to have this game. I mean, I don't usually get deflated anymore. I don't. I really don't. I kind of am. First of all, it's my age, and second of all, it's just this show makes you numb to losses because you got to sit here and relive them over and over and over and over again for 9 years, and so it doesn't bother me like that really anymore. But this is a must-have win in my opinion, and I just hope we can pull it off. So, what's your quarterback story or whatever the hell you were talking about?
No, I mean, just before we go ahead and do this,
I knew he was going to have something else to say.
Because I got a rebuttal to that.
Okay,
I mean, we have to be honest with the fact that we played against good teams. I mean, where do we think Tennessee's going to be at the end of the year? Because right now very good team. Man, we beat Clemson. I don't know where Clemson's going to be, but
we can talk about Clemson for a second because they're back to form. It seems
like it, right?
Yeah.
Duke looks better than what we thought they were going to be and what we thought they were when they came to the Dome.
I mean, Tennessee is ranked 11th right now.
Right. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm going. Duke's 4-2, SMU 4-2. Again, Clemson 3-3. Looks like they're bad. I mean, you have to put things into perspective.
I totally agree with you, and I'm 100% there with you. Like, we kind of knew that this season was going to be tough.
Right. We talked about we may not get a bowl game. Like, Vegas had us at 5.5 wins over under. Like, we talked about how we had a young team, unproven quarterback, and we didn't know what this season was going to look like. On top of the fact that, I mean, when it's all said and done, we might have the hardest schedule. Maybe not the hardest schedule in the country, but
we had the toughest schedule in the ACC. One of the toughest schedules in the country.
Right. And it might actually, and at the end of the day,
it might be worse.
Tougher than what we actually thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the one quarterback that did pan out tore his Achilles. So, I mean, you have to put everything in perspective. I think that this season and the way the teams that we're playing and the young players that are playing, it's going to be a blessing in disguise for, seasons to come, right? But of course, you're going to have these other fans that expect to do exactly what we did last year. And if we don't make a bowl game, we suck. And then Fran's just going to leave, and then we're just going to suck again, right? Like, there's too many. It's just too much instant gratification nowadays in just not even in life, but just in sports too, to where you can't just kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel of the fact that, look at the rankings, look at the numbers next time. I'm looking at Georgia Tech 12, Notre Dame 13, Miami 2, Tennessee 11, and Duke and SMU aren't that far away from being ranked. So, like, what are we talking about? Like, what are your expectations? And just, unrealistic to think that every single year right now in where Syracuse is in their program that you're going to finish ranked every single year. Now, maybe 2-3 years down the road. Okay. Fran's still here. He keeps, bringing in guys and recruiting classes like he's been doing. Okay. But right now, come on. You got to pump the brakes. You got to get damn orange glasses off, and you got to just.
The thing about that, just to one quick comment, is that we're probably, I say we're 4-2 right now. If Steve Angeli is there, going into Pitt with confidence.
Yeah.
Because we get either Duke or SMU. I don't think we lose 2 in a row. If Angeli.
That's fair.
We might lose one, but we're not losing both of them.
Yeah.
So, and after playing Duke, I'd lean more towards beating SMU. They're good, but they're not what they were last year. And I feel like if we had Angeli, it's totally beatable. Duke just played lights out that game. It's tough to say what they would have done against our quarterback. But if you ever think that one player doesn't make a difference on a team, man, sometimes it can. So.
Absolutely.
A big difference. Anyways, okay. What did you want to say? How'd you want to end the show, Joe?
Well, like you said, quarterback play can change a team's trajectory, team season, right?
Yeah, I did pick up Jackson Dart in fantasy.
Yeah. Yep. What do you know about Marshall Thundering Herd?
Oh, dude. Yeah, he's awesome.
Who?
Marshall Thundering Herd.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, sure I do. Everybody knows Marshall Thundering Herd, bro. Who? The Thunder. They call him the Thunder from Down Under.
I'm not talking about that, dude. Marshall, yeah. the college.
Oh.
Marshall. We are Marshall. The Herd, the Thundering Herd.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What about him? I don't know much about Marshall, the Thundering Herd. No.
Yeah.
No. I know about Marshall.
I didn't really know too much about it either. There's this guy at work that he's a Marshall fan.
Okay.
I didn't know this.
Okay, this is going to be great.
It's not. I mean, it isn't at the same time. What did you think? I mean, what did the fans or you or just anybody like Carlos Del Rio Wilson?
We all know what my thoughts were on Carlos Del Rio Wilson.
Okay.
I hung strong with the positivity as long as I could before I just could not lie to anybody any longer.
Okay. Well, so said Carlos Del Rio Wilson transferred to Marshall.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah. And he started out the year. They lost to Georgia. They lost to Missouri State. He started out the year as a backup quarterback.
Uh-huh.
After game 2, he was entered into starting quarterback. And I couldn't believe this dude was like, hey, man, he's like, that recruit that we got from you guys, man, he's really killing it. And I was just like, what are you talking? I didn't even remember. And he's like,
look at this.
Carlos Del Rio Wilson, right? And I'm thinking like, what? Like, I didn't know that he went to Marshall, right? They just beat Old Dominion this past week, 48-24. You want to go ahead and you want to look at his stats for 4 games for the Marshall Thundering Herd?
Yeah. So I missed that ODU game, actually. ODU is pretty good this year. 76% completion percentage, 68 completions on 89 attempts for 856 yards, 11 TDs, zero interceptions.
Let me go ahead and look at his rushing stats, too.
Oh, geez. Second on the team in rushing with 67 rushes for 259 yards, only let's see, 51 yards behind their actual running back.
How many touchdowns?
Who is Michael Allen, and he's got 4 rushing touchdowns.
That's 15 touchdowns, no turnovers in 4 games with 198 quarterback rating.
What the hell happened?
Well, can we have that guy back?
The Thundering
saying,
Herd.
asking for her friend.
The Thundering Herd. Yeah, that's odd. Hey, more power to him. What the hell happened? I mean, let's be honest. It's the Sun Belt. Now look, I've seen ODU. I went a couple weeks ago. My son won tickets from school for winning an award. So we went, and I tried to go to like one game a year because it's 20 minutes from here. It's super easy to get in and get out. And generally speaking, I can get a free ticket for one way or another. So our tickets. So we went. They're impressive. They are. ODU's impressive. I mean, they got a high chance to still win the championship in the Sun Belt this year, but that is crazy that they destroyed them. They destroyed them at home, but they still destroyed them.
And that's the thing is, ever since Carlos Del Rio Wilson took over the starting spot, they're 3-1. They had one loss.
Louisiana.
At Louisiana, but it's 54-51. So
and 2 overtimes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I couldn't believe. I thought he was joking when he told me that. And he's like, "Yeah, he's killing it. He's running all over the place. He's passing." He's like, "Yeah, he hasn't even thrown an interception." I'm like, "What?"
Well, look, he was a good quarterback. I think he was over his head in the ACC. I mean, he just fits better where he's at. I mean, I think that's good for him that, he can go to the Sun Belt when the Sun Belt's good. So I'm not poo-pooing the Sun Belt.
Still Division I football.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There's obviously a step down, but those numbers are outrageous.
The numbers are outrageous, and good on him for being able to go somewhere where he could shine. I think he struggled in the ACC, bro. I do. I think the talent level was totally different. If you take him and you put him back in a role at Syracuse, I don't know if. Well, I know for a fact he's not putting up those numbers, but good on him. That's good. I mean, look, we should be happy for a story like that.
Oh, I'm definitely happy.
No, I know you are. I know. I'm just saying, just in general, we shouldn't hate on it. I wouldn't read any more into it other than what it is. I think I take it at face value, but that's good. We knew he was talented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we knew he was talented. And again, it's just you come in and you probably think you're going to be the starter and you're not the starter. And yeah, I think you lose a little bit of confidence and things like that, right?
And you already came in with a chip on your shoulder. Now you're going to Marshall and you're the backup.
Yeah, but somewhere between that and now, someone got in his ear and he got his confidence right and he's been doing work behind it because, again, he wasn't a starter.
Right, and also he's learning a whole new system, so that's not easy.
Man, well, no, it's not, but maybe it's the system.
Maybe it's the system.
Other thing.
Yeah.
It sure seems like he's running a lot. I mean, against Old Dominion, he had 17 carries for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Right, right. And I just think that, just let's look at something real super quick.
And like I said, I just wanted to mention it because it's an interesting quarterback story, and just it's one of those things where I'm kind of using this as an example of it wasn't just us that like poo-pooed on Carlos Del Rio Wilson, right? Like there was a lot of fans that didn't like him at all, and it's just proof that you can get better.
You can, but the last year he played for SU was in 2023. And he was about 50%, 51% completion percentage, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And the year before
transferred last year.
Right.
Yeah.
So 22 was, he just didn't see the field that much. Through 51 attempts, 43% pass completion percentage, and 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. But he was always coming in. I think he started 1 game in 2023, if I remember right.
Yeah. And this is a situation where sometimes this is what needs to happen. And I don't want to say that this has to happen to Ricky Collins because he could pick it up. But again, sometimes you get some of these athletic quarterbacks and they, their high star, 4-star ranking, right? Goes to Florida, transfers because he doesn't get any playing time. And goes to Syracuse, and it wasn't like a lower level or anything. And then it didn't work out there. So he had to go to Marshall to make it work, right? And it's the same kind of thing with Ricky Collins. Went to LSU, 4-star. Now he's going to Syracuse. And sometimes you got to go back. And I mean, everyone was dogging Del Rio Wilson like he wasn't even a D1 quarterback.
Oh,
I
remember that. Yeah.
And now he's put himself in a position where he's fully taken on this team. He's changed the trajectory of like this guy at work was like, man, I thought we were going to be so bad. I didn't know how many games we were going to win. And he's like, I think that we have a chance to win the Sun Belt with this guy. And I'm like, no crap. And he's still a junior. He's still got 1 year. So now he's putting himself in a position to where he's either got the keys to the car for next year.
He's got the keys to the car at this point.
Well, or he does so well that he gets an NIL deal and he can go up a higher level and actually play where he got recruited, right? As far as the level that he got recruited. So either way, like he's put himself in a position and it's just, again, it's just proof that, it's a great story and it's proof that that's a player, sometimes it takes a little bit of time.
198 QB rating.
Yeah.
Through 4 games.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So, I mean,
yeah.
I just think that again, sometimes this is just, it's proof that you need, sometimes maybe it's the right quarterback coach or the right coach or the right system, or maybe you just need those reps and you need that time to grow up, mature and know what you're doing. And good on him. Like I said, good luck to Marshall. I'll be rooting for them this year against your ODU Monarchs.
They're not my ODU Monarchs. It's just it's the team is close, man. It's D1 football and it's enjoyable.
Yay. Hail to the crown.
It's good we don't hail the crown. No one's hailing crowns. I don't even know what their slogan is. I'll be honest.
I don't know what it is, but they're the Monarchs.
I know.
Old Dominion.
I know.
Trucking company.
Look,
I'm going to go with Thundering Herd. It's a way harder name.
I thought you were talking about a person at first. I didn't catch on.
I know you were. I know you.
I mean, I as soon as you said, I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. I thought you were trying to give me a name of someone. I was trying to play into you, but anyway. Look, you can go with the Herd, man. I'm still picking ODU to win the Sun Belt.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm just
like saying. I said, I'm just rooting for the kid, man.
I'm rooting for Del Rio Wilson for sure. And like I told you, I've openly said this. Like I don't usually care. Wait, did I openly say this? Or was this a conversation I had with someone else? I don't like when people leave. I generally speaking, like I'm done. I've definitely said that here. Like I'm done. It is what it is. I
like to check up on them and see how they're doing.
I don't care. I understand, and people doing that's cool and everything. I just don't. I don't think I care that much. I can barely check up on the guys that are on the team right now.
I feel.
So, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying when he told me that.
But I like this. I like this.
I mean, he told me, and I was so amazed that I like right in front of him, like got on ESPN on my phone and was looking, and I was like amazed. Like my jaw was like amazed at his stats. And
it's funny. We talked about him last week.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't know where he went until it was so ironic because we talked about him last week, and then all of a sudden he said that, and I was like, "This can't be true." I thought he was messing with me, and now it makes me want to watch the next Marshall game.
Good luck finding that on TV.
It's on ESPN Plus. I got it.
Exactly. Yeah, you're paying $50 for that crap too. What a scam that is. It went from $5 to $10 to $40 to $50.
I don't think it's 50, bro.
Then it's 40. I canceled it. I'm like, you know what? I'm watching one Syracuse basketball game, 2 Syracuse basketball games, and 1 Syracuse football game a year on this app. No way. And guess what? I still found the game. So I watched it. There was the UConn game.
Okay. Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, it was either UConn or Colgate.
Colgate. It could have been Colgate. But anyway, all right. Look, what's beeping now? Everything's breaking. Computer's yelling. Was that you or me?
That wasn't me.
Oh, computer's yelling at me. We'll figure it out. All right. Well, look, if you're still here, you're still listening to us. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you that even left already. It is game week once again. We will see how this thing turns out. Primetime Saturday, 7:30, Pitt at Syracuse. Go Orange. For Joe, I'm Sean. We're out.
Peace.